Hi, welcome to John's Jeep Garage. Today we're working on a 2016 Jeep Wrangler JK. We're going to show you how to drain your rear differential, which is a Dana 44, and it has limited slip. We're going to show you how to inspect and then also refill it. We are not going to show you how to take the cover off and replace it. That's in another video. Right now it's just draining, inspecting, and filling it back up. Now, in your owner's manual, the Mopar SAE 80W-90 is specified. It also needs to meet the API GL-5 requirement. That's because you have a limited slip differential in there as well. I am going to use a full synthetic. I prefer to use the Valvoline, and it's the 75W-90, but it meets all the specified requirements as well for those additives. Now, if you are in a Jeep, and most of us that use these as daily drivers or off-road may not have a situation where we're towing all the time, because if you're in a Jeep that's going to be always towing, then you need to change this differential spec to a -140, and you'll also see that in your owner's manual, and the Valvoline full synthetic also has that option as well. Besides that, we're just going to show you through the steps. It's a quick and easy video, and thank you for watching. All right, let's do a quick look at what we need. I told you about the full synthetic 75W-90 or the Mopar 80W-90, or if you're towing, again, the -140. Make sure you have some paper towels and some Simple Green or whatever cleaner you use. Have your gloves, safety glasses. You're going to need your ratchet is going to have to be a 3/8 to meet the fittings, and I also have a 3-inch extension that I bring along. You're going to need something to drain the fluid into, and we're ready to go. Let's back this thing on up and take a look at the rear Dana 44. Okay, let's just pause for a second and talk about the differentials. Basically, this is the Dana 44 in the rear. Usually have a Dana 30 up front. The process is still the same. The amount that goes in each will be a little bit different. I will highlight fluid capacities for differentials in the description. We are working on a Dana 44 rear axle. That's going to take 2.375 quarts. There are Dana 30 axles, Dana 35 axles, Dana 44 front axles, Dana 44 rear axles. Again, let's just focus on the rear Dana 44, but I'll put everything else in the description. Inspect your differential fluid for the first 20,000, then every 40,000. Okay, the task is simple. Right here you have your fill plug, and now if you look underneath on the bottom, that is your drain plug. Okay, I just want to use some Simple Green and just clean up around where I'm going to be filling, also where I'm draining, and that way I can determine if there's any new leaks. Look, always remove the fill bolt before removing that drain bolt. That way you can avoid any type of issue where you drain all the gear oil and then you find out you have no way to fill the differential fluid. Okay, now take the 3/8 drive ratchet and use the square head to remove the fill bolt from your cover. Realize this is an OEM cover, so there are other type of fill heads. Okay, I'm just not getting it with the regular ratchet, so I'm going to get myself an extension ratchet or cheater bar. This hasn't been changed in a long time, and this fill bolt was really stuck, so I just used it to get it a start, and then I went back to the normal ratchet to remove it. But this is another reason why we always try to remove the fill first, in case for some reason you can't remove it at that time. Okay, so we're just going to remove now. You see no fluid coming out, and then we inspect, and now we're going to move our way to the drain bolt. The drain bolt has a magnet on the other end, so we expect some sediment. We're going to inspect on the end of it, and since this particular differential has not been changed in a long time, beyond its time, we are going to expect some very thick oil and fluid coming out, and so we will be inspecting it for fragments or anything that is suspicious. Remember, this this is going to be old, and so I do expect it to be thick, but you should expect it to just look like old oil. Now the magnet on the drain plug, you should expect some fuzzy material at the end of it, but you need to inspect everything and ensure that there are no fragments, or you'll have to take off your differential cover. The torque spec for the plugs are 25 foot-pounds. I just bring it to a snug fit and a little less than quarter turn. Do not over tighten, and then once you're finished, go ahead and clean it up, just so that you are able to determine if anything is leaking after you're finished. Okay, time to fill. So I got to prepare the bags, cut off the little tip, and then position in the hole, and really you're just squeezing it in there. I know some people use fill pumps where they extract the fluid and then they pump it in. Bottom line, you're putting the fluid in here, and you're wanting to make sure that you stop once it starts leaking out the hole. Now it's going to be messy, and so you're going to get some on the side, so you got to determine what's full and what's not. Since it does take about 2.4 quarts if it was empty, I'm just going to squeeze 2 full bags in there, which are a quart each, expecting it to be too full and then drain out the plug. And then once it gets to that point, I'll just screw the plug in there. But you don't want to overfill it, and it's going to be messy, so you're going to see drips like just come off the side. Clean up as you're filling. Okay, we're going to go in fast mode for a little bit just to get through this, but once you start to see it consistently pour out of the hole, then just keep wiping, clean up, and then go ahead and put your fill plug back in. You do not really want to overfill your differential. Make sure you clean everything up well. The same as the drain plug, just tighten the fill plug up to 25 foot-pounds as I described earlier. Do not over tighten. Just like before, I am going to use my simple green. Use whatever cleaner you want. I really want to wipe everything down, especially near both plugs, and make sure that nothing's leaking after I drive it, and I can inspect it further. All right, everything is clean and there are no leaks. All right, well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. Remember just a couple key points here. The whole reason you change fluid and you change it at the intervals suggested in your owner's manual is so that you reduce wear, which is reducing the force deterioration of your gears and your axles. You want to always look for leaks at the end of your axles as well as around the differential. It is key to maintaining it. Now, if you find anything when you're draining it, like little pieces of metal or heavier granular type shavings that are on the end of the magnet, you may want to open up your differential cover and inspect it. And if you don't know how, please get a professional to do it. Because you catch the small problems now, you avoid the larger problems later. Okay? Thank you for watching.